Hi. People who love them say that pivot tables are great for analyzing your data quickly and efficiently, faster than formulas, and they allow you to look at data in lots of different ways. Wait, you're asking, are there really people who love pivot tables? Yes, those people do exist. I'm a little intimidated by pivot tables, but I definitely see their value. So, if you're studying for the Level 2 Google Certified Educator exam, or you'd just like to learn how to make a simple pivot table, this video is for you. So, in order to make a pivot table, first, your data has to be contiguous, meaning you can't have any blank rows or columns, and your columns also have to have headers. Then you should ask yourself, what story or stories do I need to know about my data? Here I have some practice classroom data. Let's say I'd like to know which class period did the best on the practice essay. A pivot table can help me do that. In order to create one, I simply click somewhere within my sheet and then I go to Insert and choose Pivot Table. Then a window pops up which allows me to create the table in a new sheet or in an existing sheet. Let's make a new one. And then I click Create. What then I see is a menu on the right and an area on the left where my actual data calculations will take place. So the left-hand side, the rows, is one area where I can see some calculations and also columns, but the middle area is called the values field, and that's where the actual calculations take place. So, since rows are where I want to see my information displayed, I'm going to go there first, and I'm going to add the class period. So, ascending order is fine with me, and I see that those appear right away on the left. Now I want to do my calculation. So I'm going to go down to values and I'm going to choose practice essay. By default, it's going to give me the sum of the practice essay, which is not very useful to me. So I'm going to click this arrow and choose average instead. Then watch what happens. Over on the left, I can now see which class period did the best on the practice essay. And it looks like fourth block is the winner. Now, the reason it's called a pivot table is because it's easy to pivot to more or different information. If I came back over here where rows are, and if I clicked add and I chose class level, it would actually add the class level to the calculation and break it down further by how many seniors or juniors or sophomores are in each block. I could do it that way, or I could simply click this X and then go back to rows and choose class level instead. Then it will give me a whole different set of information. I can now see that the freshmen as a group have the highest average for the practice essay. So even though this stuff makes my brain hurt a little, it's still very cool. And since I've saved my pivot table to a new sheet, I can come down here and I can click on it and I can rename it so I can save it. So if I wanted to call that essay, just so it'll be short, then I could do that and I could come back to it later. So that's pivot tables. They don't have to be difficult, but I mean, they can be, but you should try it. It's not that bad.